My name is Trevor, and I'm a sophomore government and politics and history double major with a minor in international development and conflict management at the University of Maryland in College Park. I ended up at the NLRB thanks to UMD's fantastic fellows program, which was able to get me an internship with the agency.
Hi, my name is Maribel. I'm a sophomore accounting and information systems major participating in the UMD Global Fellows Program. And at the NLRB, I have had the pleasure of interning under the Office of Payroll and HR Information Systems.
Hi, my name is Jared, and I'm a fourth-year student studying government and politics at the University of Maryland, College Park. I'm part of the Federal Fellows Program at UMD, which is a year-long program that enables students to explore opportunities within the federal government. Students pick a concentration and attend a weekly seminar focused on their chosen topic during the fall semester. Topics range from public health policy to political engagement and advocacy. The concentration I selected was Homeland Security. Students then spend the spring semester completing a related internship. To that end, I ultimately interned at the NLRB's security branch.
My name is Sophie, and I am a public policy and American studies double major in my third year. I'm participating in the University of Maryland Federal Fellows Program, working as an intern at the National Labor Relations Board.
My time with the NLRB has been very fulfilling, and my supervisors have played a key role in that. They've made me feel like a real member of the agency, making sure that I have interesting work while also giving me space to ask questions and learn. The trust they place in me and my work makes me excited to begin a new case. The important work of the NLRB, helping to mediate questions of livelihood for millions of Americans, motivates me as well, as I know that I must do my best work. Beyond just the day-to-day work, my supervisors have also made sure that I was able to participate in activities and programs for my own interest and development.
My work experience has been pleasant. The NLRB is very accommodating and willing to work around my school schedule. I've also found that the community within the Office of HR is very warm and welcoming. Whenever I came into the office in person, I always had wonderful conversations with the other employees.
My work experience has been wonderful. I was welcomed with open arms as soon as I started, and everyone was dedicated to guiding me into the role. I was part of a very cohesive team, and we could all rely on one another to lend a hand when necessary. One thing that quickly became apparent was that everyone at the office was in my position in some capacity at one point or another. Therefore, they understood the role that I was in and made a conscious effort to make my experiences meaningful, as opposed to simply assigning me typical intern work. Something else that I appreciated was how organized everyone was and still is. This branch runs seamlessly, and there are standard operations procedures, as well as continuity procedures in place to ensure that there is a plan for every scenario. Lastly, everyone here is professional and friendly. It made for a great work environment.
I was initially nervous to transition into a professional setting, especially in a government office, but was immediately reassured by the kindness and encouragement of my supervisors. They were an incredible resource and helped me navigate the process seamlessly. Additionally, the projects I have contributed to have expanded my knowledge of public service and provided me with an excellent opportunity to familiarize myself with working in a government office setting.
My highlights with the agency include seeing in-person court proceedings. I'd never seen this before, and I'd been able to watch lawyers cross-examine witnesses and build up their cases. Afterwards, I was even able to talk to one of the lawyers about it. Additionally, I was able to meet the general counsel for the NLRB, which was an experience that I'd never thought I would have been able to achieve when I joined the NLRB in January.
One of the highlights of this experience has been being able to sit in on team meetings with the director of HR. I gained great insight on the type of critical questions that must be addressed and how all the team members support each other during presentations. I also appreciated that I was given the opportunity to handle real-world payroll concerns and discrepancies. I feel that they properly trained me for dealing with similar problems later in my career.
A personal highlight of mine was being able to work on editing the security policy manual. I was always an English and history student growing up as opposed to a science and math student, so I've always enjoyed writing. Editing this policy manual has taught me a lot about the agency mission, physical security, and cybersecurity of personnel at headquarters. Another personal highlight was learning about how all of the different electronic systems work in tandem to allow the employee to have an uninterrupted experience with their PIV card. I didn't have an appreciation for it until I got a behind-the-scenes look. Lastly, I valued the conversations I had with my colleagues. I believed that I got to know them on a personal level, as opposed to them just being my coworkers.
I have most enjoyed meeting and getting to know the strategic recruitment and OHR teams, particularly the director of OHR, who chatted with me about his own experiences on my own campus as a young adult. I was also able to meet with an associate general counsel in operations, who discussed with me her own journey into her position. This experience was incredibly rewarding and a major highlight of my internship experience.
When I decided to apply to intern for the NLRB last fall, I never expected that I'd be able to meet the head of the agency. My reasons for applying were much simpler. I'd seen the growth of the modern labor movement, and following unionization efforts around the country, I wanted to learn more about the role of the NLRB. I decided that interning there would put me in the center of the action. I wanted to see the federal government's role in labor relations, especially since I hope to study this topic in the future as a professor.
I wanted to work at the NLRB to gain a different perspective on the use of information systems, specifically a governmental perspective. I also wanted to gain more experience working with pay statements and tax forms, as they'll pertain to my desired career being an accountant. Lastly, I just wanted some government work experience to help decide if I'd like to work in the private or public sector later on.
I wanted to work at the NLRB because I'm fascinated by national security. I was and still am very curious about the steps that the federal government takes to ensure that we are safe from any and all threats. To that end, the position at the NLRB was the most closely aligned with that interest. I wanted to gain more insight into the NLRB's security operations, and the Level 2 security clearance I currently possess has helped me to achieve that goal.
I have a deep passion for labor rights in the U.S. and felt that working in the Office of Human Resources at the agency that safeguards these protections would be incredibly interesting. I also greatly enjoyed meeting my interviewer, who ended up being my supervisor, and felt that her passion and enthusiasm for the role would translate into my own internship experience, which it totally did.
My internship with the NLRB has helped me understand labor relations and the government's role in labor exactly as I wanted to, while giving me exciting experiences that I never expected to have at the agency. And to think that I'm not even a law student. I can only imagine how valuable this internship would be to someone who wants to practice labor or agency law. As such, I don't have a hard time fully recommending others to intern with the NLRB.
Yes, I would recommend interning at the NLRB. I've truly felt like they were dedicated to ensuring that each intern gets the most out of their experience at the agency, and my own experience was very fulfilling.
Absolutely. It's a great position with great people. Additionally, if you work at headquarters, you can catch a Nationals game after work during baseball season.
Yes, I've had a wonderful experience and I'm incredibly grateful for my time here. I would recommend this experience to anyone who is looking to expand their knowledge of working in the public service sector.